They're going to be fat, retarded, and killing each other.
Don't put a camera in my house. I will kill you.
It's been said that the majority of our technology is attributed to alien technology.
The kooky people on the internet talking about aliens.
And I'm going to kill you with my spear.
He was talking about the zoo hypothesis, I believe.
Hypothesis?
Hypothesis.
I kind of like hypothesis, but okay, whatever. Hypothesis. If you insist on your usage, okay.
Is it hypothesis?
No, it's absolutely not hypothesis. Okay, it's hypothesis.
From Pointless API, a Cost Cobros production. The show with high drama and low stakes. Entropy out loud. We're discussing the pressing problems of our time without solving any of them or even trying to. Let's get into today's episode. Guys, in our previous episode, we had a discussion about Donald Trump, the president, tweeting about aliens and saying he was going to release all this crazy shit. And apparently they actually did it. The Pentagon posted several hundred documents on their website. A lot of like grainy photos and videos. Did you guys look at this? Have you looked at any of this stuff?
No, I did not. I meant to, but I didn't know where to go to look for it. And
I didn't know until about 5 minutes before we started recording either. Pentagon, they have a website. We'll put it in the show notes. War.gov. They changed the name of the Defense Department, or they fake changed it. Of course they
did.
War.gov is their new site.
It's more appropriate for the peacetime president.
Yeah, he's going to win a Nobel Peace Prize for starting.
But let's not talk about politics too much. The CIA has released documents in the past as well, a couple times.
And I think what they're doing now is a kind of what you're talking about. They're like taking all of the different from all over the government. Let me read this. The Pentagon put out a short statement.
Before you read it, I'm willing to bet it's mostly the same recycled stuff they put out in the past.
Maybe, and that's what I wanted to talk about later. Okay, the Pentagon released a statement. In response to President Donald Trump's directive for blah, 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 we are overseeing government-wide efforts to expeditiously find, review, blah, 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 unresolved UAP-related records and historical documents in the federal government's possession. This is an unprecedented historic undertaking, blah, blah, blah. Coordination between dozens of agencies and the review of tens of millions of records, many existing only on paper, some spanning many decades. That's true. I saw some from the 1940s on there. Here's the important part, I suppose, or their excuse. Given the scope of this task, the Department of War, actually the Department of Defense, will be releasing new materials on a rolling basis as they are discovered and declassified, with tranches posted every few weeks. So that's what they said on their website. I agree with Sam. It seems like a lot of this stuff has come out before, but maybe with more redactions. There is a lot of stuff on here, but I would say there's no smoking gun thing that's been released so far.
I mean, what do you want for a smoking gun? Like, do you want like a dead body at your doorstep, like a dead alien body? You want like proof? Like, what is the smoking gun?
I think a smoking gun would be someone from the military coming out and saying, "Hey, look at this cool alien tech we have stored in our basement."
They're not going to show you that.
Well, based on what they're saying here, I agree. It just sounds like this is kind of.
I feel like they do this about every 10 years to get like the next generation of people involved in it, and it really is a cottage industry. I mean, it's like $1 billion industry, UFOs. So they don't release anything new. They rarely do. You have the same talking heads that come out and talk about it. And it's kind of boring after you've looked at it for a while to me. I don't mean the subject. I just mean like the government keeps doing the same thing.
Well, I tell you what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to download any of these files from the War Department onto my computer. Talk about malware. Like, yeah.
I'll be downloading. People be spying on you.
Yeah. Like, I'm already worried about it. I'm not going to download any government files. Like, oh, hey, have permission to get into my computer that you're probably already in.
I think that's a very healthy paranoia.
They don't ask for permission, nor forgiveness. Have
They
you
don't
seen
give
these
it.
energy weapons they have?
The direct energy weapon?
Yeah, the ones, I think they used them in Cuba.
And then they
Yeah.
used it for the guy. I think they used it when they went after Maduro as well. There are claims that, was it Maduro or somebody before him? That when
Venezuela.
they,
You're talking about the Venezuelan president.
yeah.
Ex-president. Yeah.
When they went in to get him, they used the direct energy weapon to disable the military people protecting him inside the building, I believe.
I have no doubt they probably disabled everybody.
I don't know if that's a permanent disabled thing. Like,
I don't
or
know, but
temporary.
China, I think it was China, they said, did it against Americans, and those people have had lasting effects for years and years.
Headaches and all sorts of nonsense. Things
All
like that.
signs, yeah, like really serious conditions from sound, some kind of like ultrasonic. I don't know. I feel like we don't really know.
I thought that was in Cuba. That's why.
Yeah,
I
that was in
mentioned
Cuba. Like that was a long time ago, and there was a story in the news a few months ago following up with those people. The government had refused to acknowledge their injuries until recently, and they finally started declassifying stuff and acknowledging and paying for their health care and whatnot. But I didn't know that, of course, we have it too, I guess, is what Frankie's saying.
Yeah.
I think it was China that was doing it to the Americans.
While official details are classified, eyewitness and government accounts suggest the U.S. forces utilized direct energy technology during the January 2026 operation to detain Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro. Yes.
Yeah, so the militaries here in South America are so far removed from new technology. I mean, who knows what we have with the U.S., but it's going to be worlds beyond what Venezuela would have or any of the other countries that are here. So,
High-powered microwave or electromagnetic pulse, EMP. Oof.
But they can somehow like focus it to not like a whole area, but just like direct it to a vehicle or, a room or something.
Right.
The tech is amazing, but also scary.
did you know that people can use your Wi-Fi as a radar?
Come again? Can you explain to me
So Wi-Fi is just an electromagnetic wave, right? Like
It's radio.
It's a radio type wave, right? And so
Yeah.
you can use that, like the Wi-Fi in your house, as a radar, and other people can see what's inside your house. Not. I don't mean like a color picture. I mean like a radar picture.
Right. Like thermal imaging, you mean?
Like
Kinda?
thermal, yeah, pretty much. And so they have these devices you can buy. I've seen them off market, and you can pretty much use them to see pretty much anywhere there's Wi-Fi.
Nope, don't love that.
Really? But Wi-Fi goes through objects. So how do they...
It does, but it doesn't. I think anything that it penetrates, right, is going to slow down in some ways. So I'm sure I don't know the specifics, but I'm sure there's an algorithm that'll say, these waves should be coming at the same time, and they're not. So there's something there blocking it, and et cetera, right?
Very interesting. No, I've never heard
Called
of that. Oh my God.
Wi-Fi sensing. People move when you move. You disrupt the Wi-Fi signal in a very specific way.
Yeah. Also, like Bluetooth is another thing that, like retail establishments can use your Bluetooth signal, not necessarily connecting to you, to track who's there and where they're going and where they're moving and do all sorts of stuff because your phone, is emitting Bluetooth. Most people's phones, right? So.
Yeah, in fact, I saw a guy on YouTube the other day who has Bluetooth sensors all over his house, and he has them tied into his home assistant. So I think it's creepy, but he can track his family who all wear Apple Watches, and he knows all the time which rooms of the house his family members are in because their watches connect to those little sensors, and they update in real time. So creepy.
Does he do it with their permission, or is it kind of
Yeah.
under the table?
No. Everyone is aware, and they all have access to it and whatnot. But I'm not really sure what the use case is for that. Besides, it's just kind of fun data.
I love how big tech does this. It's like a ring, making sure, like making everybody feel better about being tracked. Real world uses and cases: elderly care, home security, and smart homes. So this is why you want your Wi-Fi to track you. So you should feel better about this, guys. It's okay.
We're really saving old people. I mean, that's what we're really doing.
Yeah, monitoring for falls in home without the creepy factor of putting cameras in the bathroom or bedroom. I feel so much safer right now. That doesn't sound creepy at all.
Well, you still have to put something in there to monitor the Wi-Fi.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like this is just an existing thing that somebody figured out how to do it. So it's not like a product.
It's a feature that's exploited.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's funny. My grandfather, when he was about 100, I was visiting him in Florida, and I asked him. I said, "Hey, would you feel more comfortable if you had a camera in your house? If there was an accident or something?" He's like, "Hell no! Don't put a camera in my house. I will kill you." And I was like, "Okay."
I'm with Grandpa.
Yeah, me too.
Meanwhile, I'm loaded up with Alexa over here. Dun, dun,
That's
dun.
that's a Bezos. Don't worry, he's a nice guy.
Yeah, totally. I feel super safe.
No, definitely not. Getting back to the topic, my hot take on this is that I am the one person I think it actually does matter. In my lifetime anyway, I think this is the first time that there's no innuendo, rumors. It's like, here are documents from the Air Force, FBI that did real investigations and wrote all this stuff down, and now it's officially coming out, not through backdoor channels, not through leaks or whatever. It's like the government is saying, here's some documents. Of course, there's all kinds of stuff they're not going to release, but I think this actually does matter, and it's different from the past. Maybe this will be nothing at all, but like I saw this document in here. This has been rumored for years, but now we actually see the real NASA documents. The Apollo astronauts are on recording and now in this paperwork saying that they are seeing flying lights and shit from their spacecraft when they're orbiting Earth or on their way to the moon or whatever.
Yeah, none of that's new though, Ben. All that's been reported on.
But what's new is like here's the official record.
You like tangible proof, like you like official proof.
I think that matters. It's not about me liking it. It's like I just think for the public, it gives more credibility to the subject, where it's not like the kooky people on the internet talking about aliens. It's like, here's the government saying, hey, our astronauts that work for NASA, here's what they saw. We don't have an explanation for it, but here's the information. I think it matters.
Do you feel like they're preparing us for some big announcement?
Well, yeah, maybe in episode 15 we can get to the grander conspiracy theories.
What's really interesting is Bill Clinton would have been, I guess, 90-something, 98, 97, I don't know, around in there. Maybe it was 96. He came on and he announced, it's totally crazy, right? We found life on Mars. There's videos of it.
I remember that.
Yeah. Disappeared. All that stuff just died.
Where did you see it?
I saw it on the news, and it was in a movie.
Was it life on Mars or evidence of past life on Mars?
Probably evidence of past life on Mars.
I thought it was past life on Mars. Evidence that there was a civilization on Mars.
I don't think he said anything about a civilization.
Or life. I'm sorry.
Microbes, yeah.
I added
like
that.
Bacteria or something.
Yeah.
I feel like they've said that they found evidence that there was water there once or something.
Oh, no, they have found evidence of water on Mars. That's 100%. And the moon as well. Both have water.
Yep.
But you're saying that they're also hiding it? Or what are you saying?
Well, so the government has gone through these cycles of releasing information, pulling back, releasing information, pulling back. And so we're just in this cycle of, releasing information again. But like I said, a lot of the stuff has been released before. The CIA has released stuff before. The military released stuff maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And so I don't know. Every time I see it, I just don't see anything new. It's just kind of the same stuff to me. And one of the big things that I kind of find fascinating is like the psychology of it, because anytime you have like an eyewitness, almost on anything, right? There have been studies on it that our recollection of details is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, they do studies on where they had like people in a classroom and someone came in and like had a gun and blah, 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 and then left. And then nobody could tell you what color shirt the dude had, like, as an experiment.
I agree with that, but also if you see a spaceship fly down from the sky, what color it is doesn't matter. You saw a spaceship fly down from the sky, you know, like what time of day it is or who you were with. Those are not the important details.
Right now, we can produce any kind of video we want.
I think that is AI is going to be a huge problem with alien disclosure. I think because it's going to be indistinguishable from, fake and reality. You're not going to be able to. So you're going to have alien disclosure, and then you're going to have the crackpots making shit up and putting videos and putting pictures out there. And unless you have like an alien at your front door introducing themselves, it's going to be really difficult to ascertain what is real and what is not. With any subject, but especially with aliens.
And maybe the other thing before Ben jumps back in, I like the topic of aliens. I think it's great, but I also kind of wonder what's more likely, right? The government producing stuff to hide because they want to hide the technology that they have, or there's aliens like visiting us and they're going to disclose it in the future at some point in time.
I think both of those options are viable.
Well, no, just kind of like Occam's razor, right?
Right.
Which is, like the simplest explanation is the one that's most likely. And so what is it that we have a government trying to, distract, not us necessarily, but enemies from, certain technologies that the U.S. may or may not have, or that we really have aliens visiting us and the government's hiding it.
I think this is where you need to talk specifics, because okay, the astronauts who saw the floating spaceship outside their spaceship, was that just an optical illusion or?
Yeah, but if somebody says, I think I saw a spaceship, and they said, I think I saw a spaceship, why would you question what they see? Why? What about your suspect mind makes you go, well, are you sure?
Because it's extraordinary, right? It's very rare.
Yeah, but people have been claiming to see aliens and spaceships forever, so the math if you're orbiting the Earth and people are seeing spaceships on land and you're in space, odds are pretty high that you also see the spaceship, right?
I don't know about high, but higher. Yeah, I agree. I feel like I am more in alignment with Frankie on this. I feel like we need to look through these files, because there's all kinds of military people who said, here's what I saw, just like the Disclosure Project from years ago. People have said that, here's what I saw. I saw this inexplicable aircraft, or one of these files talked about some kind of craft that was flying through the air, then flew down into the ocean and then back out of the ocean and will just like hover there, which we don't have aircraft that can just like do any of that. What's the explanation for that? That's just like secret government tech from 50 years ago, by the way. I don't know. That seems kind of suspicious to me. But I also agree, like, aliens coming here is also very suspicious. So I don't know.
I don't know. Do you feel like the government's going to just release some stuff and that's going to be in the documents, like proof of aliens,
Mm-mm.
I don't know. It depends on your barrier for proof. I think
it's been said that the majority of our technology is attributed to alien technology. Because the government releases like slow drips are our technological capabilities to us. So if the government has more advanced technology than what we have access to because of alien technology, they're never, in my opinion, going to release the tangible evidence that would tell us what their technological capacity actually is. I feel like you need more proof than I do, Ben, and I don't trust our government.
I don't trust them to keep a secret for too long, though. There's too many people involved in the government. It's humongous. It's millions of people.
Once you get, I've known some people that are pretty high up in government, and it's like a cult almost. And I have known somebody that was really high up in government and the Masons, the Freemasons. They're a vault. They will never speak a word. It's like Scientology. It's like a cult. It's just, once you get to a certain security clearance, I don't know what they do to these people's brains, but they are not saying a freaking word.
Well, they probably tell them, well, put you and your family in prison at the least. People that have high security clearances. But I agree that I need more proof, but it's not that I need more proof. It's that for the public at large to take it more seriously. I want to ask Sam, though, since Sam is the biggest skeptic, understandably, of course.
I don't know if I'm a skeptic necessarily. I'm just, have a higher bar for proof, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, so like the videos, some of these things have that they've released in the last few years have been videos. You think those are, in a previous episode of Entropy Out Loud, Moss explained those away by saying they were optical illusions. Is that still your belief?
First, I believe a lot of videos can be faked now. Number one. Number two.
You think the government is faking those videos?
I think someone could be easily faking those videos.
Well, they're not someone. They're coming from the government.
Well, that's what they're saying. So
they're the ones
one.
releasing them, I mean.
Well, yeah, they're releasing them, but if there's no providence on how they're produced or...
Oh, no, they're produced from U.S. ships and planes and radar and satellites and all that kind of stuff.
Some of them,
Moss trusts the government as much as I do, apparently.
Yeah, I don't... Yeah, to me, it's just... It's just like they're not going to release anything that's going to be worth, that I'm going to consider reality. So that's the answer to your question.
You think they're just fake videos?
No, I mean, if the government had something proof of aliens, they're going to announce it in a press release and say, Bob, we have aliens, and I know this is a big day, and, don't go rioting in the streets.
I think maybe that's what they're trying to do now, but just I don't know if they said that all at once, maybe people would freak out, so they're releasing things. They've released those videos that are inexplicable to me. They're inexplicable to the people who are taking the videos. Like some of them, the soldiers or military people that are taking the video are like, holy crap, what is this thing? And that's why they're videoing it.
So the one thing that's interesting is that there exists a lot of phenomenon that we don't regularly see. I mean, ball lightning is crazy. They have these ball lightnings that people sometimes capture, and it's like a ball of electricity that floats in the air, and then it's like crazy, but it's actually a known phenomenon. So I don't know. We'd have to look at some specific videos and analyze it, or get someone's opinion on it. But yeah, I don't know. We'd have to look at them specifically.
I agree. It's all about specifics.
What do you think about the stuff that we're seeing, even if it's real, that it's not aliens, but it's time travelers, us from the future?
Ooh.
I'm the skeptic on time travel. I don't think time travel, at least to the past, is possible.
Why not?
I thought that the physicists had debunked that years ago. Time travel to the past? Is that what you're saying?
I just read that time travel to the future has been proven to be theoretically possible. They're still working on figuring out how it would
No.
be possible for the past. But in a world of infinite possibilities, it's not impossible.
So far, time travel to the future is possible, absolutely, and it happens.
Come again?
Time travel to the future is absolutely possible.
You
But to
said,
the
and it
past.
happens. You said, and it happens.
And it
So
happens.
how?
You mean like
What?
interstellar style, like because of gravity and time and all that? Relativity?
Yeah, that's actually real physics. There's nothing like abstract.
I agree,
or
but you
about
can't
that.
go to the past as they explained in that movie.
So I'm talking about the future right now. So like our GPS satellites, because they're outside of the Earth's gravity and they're in space, they have to adjust the clocks based on how fast they're moving in the signals because they have a different time
Dilation.
GPS than we do. So that's a real phenomenon. It really happens. So the faster you get to the speed of light, the slower time goes for you.
Mm-hmm.
So if you like went to Alpha Centauri, which is like 4 light years, and came back and you're going the speed of light, whatever it is, there's a formula. I don't know the formula. You'll go and you'll spend like 4 years there and 4 years back, right? So it's 8 years. But on Earth, something like 20,000 years will have passed. So you would have traveled to the future of Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you just said that future time travel has happened. And in
What
what
does-
instance has that happened? Are we just talking in small increments?
These satellites, which experience these time anomalies, they experience it due to that. So they experience time slower than we do.
Okay.
So it's measurable. No, I think you're saying that a person go to the future back. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that scientists have measured it and they have to adjust it from the GPS satellites because otherwise we wouldn't have GPS. So, absolutely, that's a thing.
Exactly. But
it's because the speed of light is is fixed. So
right, constant.
So then how would time travel to the past work?
well, I don't know. The past is a more of an interesting thing because physics actually. Like all the physics equations and quantum mechanics and all this stuff, there's no time component. It works forwards and backwards, right? And so they kind of feel like you should be able to go to the past, although some people say you can't I think Einstein said you can't. He didn't feel like it was possible due to the paradoxes that it would create. But I don't actually know if there's anything in physics that would say you can't do it based on the equations that we have.
I think maybe the quantum physics equations are different from the relativity. I think the relativity physics does. Maybe I've just misunderstood. I thought the relativity physics said it was not possible. But on the quantum level, I don't really understand any of that.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean, I think they've said you can open a wormhole supposedly, and you would be able to go back in the time if you went through a wormhole.
I thought wormhole...
Theoretically. Because, like, we live in a space-time, right? Mm-hmm. That's, like, the weirdest thing. We live in a space-time. So it's like a thing that's combined with time. And so if you can bend it, you should be able to open a hole to the past and go, who knows? I mean, that's a theoretic, but...
In theory, isn't time already bent because it's not linear? It's already a fluctuating wave.
We can actually measure the waves of space-time now. The gravity waves.
Yeah, they measured them a few years ago. Amazing.
They won a Nobel Peace Prize. They detect these black holes that are colliding or neutron stars that are colliding, and they emit these waves. And the waves aren't anything you can see or detect, like us personally, but I guess they can build something that will measure it bends space-time.
Yeah. I just thought in wormhole land and relativity land, time goes one way, no matter how you bend it. I could definitely be wrong. This is why we need to...
We need to get Neil deGrasse Tyson on the podcast. Or Brian Cox.
Today's episode of Entropy Out Loud is sponsored by no one. We're looking for sponsors, everyone. Do you have a company or a product or a business? Are you interested in sponsoring a really cool podcast? we're here for you. We would love to make an ad for you. We can do host-read ads. I can read it, or Frankie, or any one of us you'd prefer. Or if you already have an ad produced, we can use that. Anyone out there who wants to promote something, anything, even if you have a crappy product or business, we don't care. We'll still take your money. We have tens of people who listen to this podcast. Like at least 18 people listen to this show, okay? Length, 30 seconds, 1 minute. We're flexible. We'll work with you. Please get in touch with us, entropyoutloud.com. Or if you don't want to advertise with us, you just want to give us money to pay for servers and audio stuff and blah, blah, blah. You know, podcasts cost money to make. entropyoutloud.com. entropyoutloud.com. So Moss, you had mentioned Brian Cox has been doing some interviews or speeches or something lately. First, am I getting Brian Cox confused with Brian Greene? Is Brian Greene another physicist? Who is Brian Cox?
Brian Cox is a British physicist, and Brian Greene is a U.S. American.
Oh. So what has he been saying? You said he's been talking recently about this topic.
I recently saw a video where he was talking about the zoo hypothesis, I believe.
Hypothesis?
Hypothesis.
I kind of like hypothesis, but okay, whatever.
Hypothesis.
If you insist on your usage, okay.
Is it hypothesis?
No, it's absolutely not hypothesis.
Okay,
It's
I'm tired.
hypothesis.
I'm like, what? Sometimes I have Spanish in my brain. I'm like,
I love that you didn't reject that right away. Wait a minute, is it hypothesis?
well, sometimes people say things differently. Anyway, the idea that we are kind of on a closed off portion of space, and that we are being studied as if we were in a zoo by aliens.
Now, is this like the simulation theory kind of thing, or
No, totally different.
So you mean in our reality, not outside of the universe, there's aliens who are watching
Which would be
us.
the great filter that we can't get beyond, because we are in a bubble. It's like being inside of a computer. You can't get outside of the computer. We're inside the bubble and they're watching us, which is why we're limited in what we can see and what we can learn and how far we can go. And they're just kind of watching us like you would a lion and his cubs in a zoo.
But that's the simulation theory that you're describing.
No,
As I
it's
understand
actually
it.
a little different. It's a little different.
How is
because
it different? Explain.
The simulation theory could be something else that's even bigger than what we're talking about. But we're just saying there's aliens out there. They know about us. They have us quarantined in this area of space. And there's different versions of this. It could be like that they have stuff out there that prevents us from seeing, aliens or other civilizations beyond us, or we will never be able to leave our, solar system. And we're kind of stuck here as they watch us.
Yeah, like why we can't figure out how to travel faster than the speed of light. They're watching us to see what we do, how long it takes to blow ourselves up or be peaceful. Yeah.
So not that we're in a computer, but just we're all in the same reality. They're just far away.
I only use the computer as an example because it's a contained environment that you cannot leave. Like a computer not connected to the internet. Like it's its own ecosystem that you cannot get beyond.
Yeah, so the simulation hypothesis is more like the Matrix or the 13th floor.
Yes.
If you ever seen that movie, was really good too.
I have to write that down. 13th floor.
Where you're in a closed system.
Yeah, you're in a closed system, and
we're in a closed system. Yep.
But Sam
Like a
is saying we're
terrarium.
not in a closed system. They're just far away, and we just can't get that far because we just don't have super fast travel or whatever.
Well, no, the other one is like aliens have us trapped here, essentially.
But what is the mechanism for trapping us, though? I'm lost.
We don't know.
The Milky Way galaxy, possibly. We think the Milky Way galaxy is big, but to them it could be tiny.
Well, I don't consider that trapped because it is big compared to human beings. It's humongous.
So, the one thing that's really strange Well, there's a few things, but we live in a universe and we know about 5% of what it's made out of. And the other 95% we call dark energy and dark matter because we don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually like 4% we know. So like all they call it baryonic matter, like all the protons, like all the stuff we see. That's the matter, right? Makes up the stars, the planets, the galaxies that we can see. That only makes up 4% of the stuff in our universe.
Right.
And our perception is what tells us that the Milky Way galaxy is massive. It's our perception. But viewed through a different lens with a different ability to perceive differently, maybe it's not as big as one would think, or to them.
Maybe
if
those
that is
aliens
the
are the other 95%.
Exactly. Yeah. Who knows? Yeah.
Ben?
I mean the scale compared to humans, the Milky Way galaxy is humongous because we can see other galaxies too and see how big they are and whatnot. But yeah, the
there's trillions of
non-baryonic matter
galaxies.
thing is interesting. I actually just saw online, I didn't read the article, that some physicist came out and said he thinks non-baryonic matter is gravity from other dimensions.
I've seen that too.
I read that.
Yeah, leaking in.
But a couple of years ago, I believe I read that a bunch of physicists and stuff were getting kind of debunked, and all the dark matter studies were going nowhere. And everybody was kind of saying, well, I think that maybe there's no such thing as dark matter.
I think we definitely know it is there because we can see the effects of it. But yeah, I think it is kind of a dead end at this point. They don't know how to study it further or something.
We don't have the tools or the tech or something.
Right. They just don't know. Lots of people have dedicated their whole lives to studying this stuff. And, you can work for 50 years and just not make a breakthrough, which has got to be really frustrating to be a physicist.
Well, 100 years ago, we didn't have the tech for an iPhone. So even though you could have the idea for the iPhone, we didn't have the technological capacity to implement it. Possibly it's the same thing with dark matter. We just don't have the tools that we need to study it at this juncture.
Mm-hmm. That's how I feel about us being trapped, by the way. I feel like humans are so brand new. I don't feel like we're trapped. I just feel like we're very young, and we've made it to Mars now, and we've sent spaceships out past, I don't know how far they've gotten now, really far out there. They send photos back. I don't feel like we're trapped. I just feel like we just are limited because we're pretty new, relatively speaking.
So what you're saying is you don't actually believe that we are a nature preserve, and you don't put stock in the zoo hypothesis.
I do not put any stock in that hypothesis. There's
Moss,
just no evidence. How
about you? Zoo hypothesis, yay or nay?
Well, I mean, I agree with Ben. There's no evidence. It's just a theory. So
Right.
I feel like I agree with Ben for the most part on that.
I feel like that I'm not certain that we are in a terrarium, and like if we're being observed, possibly aliens know where we are. Possibly they're watching us. I wouldn't want to come interact with us either. I would just keep an eye on us, make sure we don't do anything stupid. I don't know if I actually think that we're someone's science project or something's science project.
I was going to say on the don't do anything stupid front and aliens, there have been a few cases of people that worked at nuclear bases, bases of nuclear weapons, and they had like orbs that would be seen around the base that would deactivate the weapons. Which is the craziest thing
That's
to
what's
hear
in
about.
these files. That's why I say it matters.
But none of that's new. I'm just saying it's not new.
Right, and I don't know.
Yeah,
if they're
I would keep an
specific
eye
files.
on us. Make sure we didn't blow up ourselves or like mess up other civilizations. Who knows? Maybe if we blow up the Earth, it'll mess up the entire solar system's like gravitational pull, and then we screw their planet over. Like I don't know.
So I give more credence to the idea that we are in a simulation more than some of the alien stuff. So.
That one I believe more.
Well, the universe kind of acts like a computer, so it just
there's like rules.
that
It's
way.
like a program. There's constants and whatnot, and the physics is the code. That one makes more sense to me. The alien thing, there's just nothing stopping us besides our technology, and that's all under our control. So I don't see how anyone could stop us from traveling further and further and further. It's just our own.
Well, the
limitation.
distances are kind of make it impossible right now.
Right, but that's not an alien imposing a distance on it. That's just how it is. Space is big.
I mean, we could come up with sci-fi things, but they're all just make believe. So I agree with you, Ben. Like that we could just be like, oh, they put it's all hologram and blah blah blah, and whatever. But that just goes to, I think, too far fetched. So
Yeah. Also, so every few years there's this story that comes out. There's like I don't know what they're called, but somewhere in South America, there's like tribes that still live like it's 2,000 years ago and are totally disconnected from civilization. And the story that comes out every few years is some Western guy goes and tries to make contact with them, and it never ever goes well. So maybe
they get mad.
Are you talking about that?
It's in Brazil.
There's that island. There's like an island of the tribes that anybody that goes there dies. Like they don't let any outsiders in. They are ruthless. Nobody has survived. I believe there's a story of one guy that possibly made it, and there was like an aerial photo taken a couple of decades after he went missing going to the island, and somebody swears that he saw them in with the tribe, integrated into their society.
We do have photo, like National Geographic and places like that do have photos, that they can take from space or whatever.
Yeah, but nobody can go to the island. They're like I can't remember what they're called, but they're brutal. They're ruthless.
They are, and also the other thing that I've read in the stories is if we go, we take disease with us, and we could kill all of them quickly,
I believe
without
that.
accidentally. So it's another reason.
I don't think that that's what they're concerned about, but I do believe that.
Yeah. It's a totally separate topic. But that could be the way, if there are aliens watching us, not containing us, but just watching us from afar, it could be like that. Like if they show up one day, it could be like us showing up to some prehistoric civilization, kind of not prehistoric, but old civilization. And it's like, hey, look at my iPhone. And they're like, I have a spear for killing fish. That's all I got, man. What is this magic?
And I'm going to kill you with my spear.
Yeah, I'm going to kill you because they may look at us like aliens, to them.
They don't want any of our Western bullshit to mess up their heads. They're happy.
We just got to be like, look, we have really great HBO shows. I don't know if you guys have considered the TV that you're missing out on.
Have
down
you
here in
guys
the
seen
jungle.
The Expanse? I'm watching it for the fourth time.
What would be messed up is if some civilization that's like maybe 50 years behind us makes contact with us and we just mess them up so bad.
We just messed them up?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I can definitely see that happening. We are reckless.
Give them nukes, give them electronics. And,
Yeah.
And porn or like whatever.
Porn.
Internet porn.
Fucking
Wi-Fi.
poison on their food. Fast food at every corner, a Dunkin', a fucking Starbucks. They're going to be fat, retarded, and killing each other.
I think we are actually healthier today than we used to be. People live a lot longer than they used to be. I know that's laughable to say, right?
We live longer because of science and medicine. We are certainly not healthier. I do not agree with that assertion.
I guess
Go
it
to the
depends
beach.
It depends on
Go to the
where
beach.
it depends
Go to
on
the
where,
beach.
Go to
which
Walmart.
time period you're talking about.
Go to Walmart. Yeah, go to Walmart and then we'll talk, man.
You guys, I have this book, and it's called Enlightenment Now. Amazing book. And the whole point of the book is talking about how much better life has gotten progressively, slowly over time. So right now is the fewest people die in war, fewest babies die in childbirth, fewest women die in childbirth. More people know how to read. Fewer people are starving. Fewer people don't have clean water. Life is pretty good, actually. But if you look at,
when you're looking at it like that, yeah.
I think that's how you have to look at it.
That's mostly technology, though.
Science and technology, yeah.
And that technology has also created some pretty big issues. Look at social media.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
all of
I
the
bet they said that
influencers.
about TV, though, 75 years ago.
And and like music, rock music. Back in
Dude,
the day.
I knew a guy who literally blamed all of our problems on Elvis Presley. True story.
Was he right?
No, he was not right.
There's a guy named Ray Kurzweil. Do you know?
Yeah. Writer.
He wrote a couple books, but his main idea, I think he works at Google now. Anyway, his main idea is that humanity will reach a singularity, which will happen, I think, in the next 5 years. I think he predicted.
I think he said 2030.
Yeah, the next 5 years, right? And so, and at that point in time, our medical technology will advance at such a pace that, like, for every year that goes by, we will be able to extend life for 2 years, right? So whenever that happens, people won't die anymore because, the medical will be able to give you 2 extra years, 2 extra years, 4 extra years, 6 extra, one of those kind of things. So talking about technology, what do you feel, both of you? How do you feel what will that do to society?
I'm too nerdy. I want to ask about the mechanism for that. Like, what is
20 years ago, I read that if you can survive the next 30 years, you will live for an extra 100 years. That is what I read 20 years ago, so it lines up kind of with Moss's timeline. And the mechanism, like, look at the cellular anti-aging stuff that they're working on now. And then with all of the regrowth and AI is going to be a huge problem solver for a lot of medical things. We're probably going to have like medical beds that you just lay in and scan your body and diagnose anything, even the smallest thing. And then regenerative tissue growth. They're regrowing teeth. They're regrowing limbs. They're regrowing organs. For the first time in history, there is actually some headway on type 1 diabetes. So Moss is on the right track.
That stat probably came from one of Kurzweil's books a long time ago. I'm guessing, but yeah. What about like Brian Johnson?
Well, again, I don't know much about him besides he eats
That
healthy
little
and
freak.
like I'm still lost on the mechanism. So like, yeah, I know about some of the like tissue regrowth and they're trying to grow organs and stuff like that. Is that the mechanism? Like if your heart gives out, we just give you a new heart and that kind of thing? Is that what we're talking about?
So with the diabetes, I know for sure that they are being able to regenerate the pancreatic tissue. There's a considerable amount of like tissue regeneration, cellular regeneration, but then you got all the vaccines, you have the chemicals they're going to pump into our bodies. It'll be a multi-tiered attack on aging and illness.
Yeah, I think at some point we will be able to 3D print organs.
Agreed. Right now they're doing pigs, using pig organs, but I agree, they will be 3D printing. I think they might be already, Moss.
I think it's experimental, highly experimental. Yeah, I think they are working on it.
Not that they've used it in another person, but they're working on it. I mean, and look at Neuralink, what that's doing. Want to give sight to the blind, make people walk again.
I think that's pretty cool. Yeah,
that is really
is amazing.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, first of all, it's going to be very controversial because it's going to cost $50 million to get a new heart. And it's like, well, shit, who do we give a new heart to? Costs $50 million. So
where are you coming up with that number?
I'm just making it up, but just like anything, it's if you have more money, you get better health care, right? Access to better doctors and the latest technology. If you have a lot of money, you can even fly to space on Jeff Bezos's.
Well, at first I'm sure
Personal.
that'll be. I mean, at first I'm sure that's the way it'll be. But with anything else, it's going to evolve into the standard of practice, and it's just going to be available for everyone. According to Elon Musk, we're all going to make money doing nothing, and the government's going to give us a big fat check, and we're all going to be rich.
I don't know where he's getting that.
I can't with that guy right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna move. I'm moving to Mars. I can't take it anymore.
Absolutely not. It's going to be brutal living on the Mars for the first 50 years. It's going to be like caveman life.
I think it's going to be longer than 50 years.
You think? Like, how long do you think it's going to be until it's like sustainable?
Oh,
You're not
hundreds.
going to die any minute.
Hundreds. From what I've read, it just to make an atmosphere will take hundreds of years, right? I think. I don't know.
Moss?
I'm pretty sure it would take a while, hundreds of years.
Yeah.
Well, at least according to that movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Ooh. Okay, that's what I was going to say. There is a movie about this topic from 20 years ago that I don't remember the title of, where you can buy organs. And it was about what happens. And I guess the plot of the movie was, in order to grow the organs, they had to grow them inside of a human, of an artificial human. And
Yes, I know what movie you're talking about.
I can't remember who was in it, but I remember going to see that movie.
So they had to grow the people were alive, but they cloned the people.
They cloned the people, exactly.
They cloned the rich people, and they
That's
told them
right.
they just were like vats. They weren't really clones. They just were vats, but they had the people living in an underground like city.
Facility, yeah.
And they didn't know what their purpose in life was. They just thought they were quarantined or something until they go to harvest their heart, and then they kill them.
Their lottery number would come up, and they thought that they were going to go somewhere, and their purpose, and they were like excited. And then someone found out. Yeah, the island. There it is.
Yeah, that's it. So, yeah, because it's like, I don't know, depending on what organ, you have to have more than just blood type match in order to donate your organs, I guess. I don't know. So there's a lot of the mechanics and logistics to figure out.
Well, it looks like, Ben, you can just watch that movie and you'll know how it works.
Well, that's a very specific, like, do you have to create people in order to create organs? I don't know.
What I thought that was really fascinating about that movie was that the clones, in the movie, of course, the clones retained some of the memories from their copy. And there are some theories that say that our memories sometimes get stored in our DNA. And so I thought that was really fascinating about that part about the movie.
Yeah, that is interesting. I guess you got to give somebody some kind of consciousness, some kind of backstory, identity.
What is consciousness? That's a good question.
Oh, God. No idea. But I know that they're not going to make AI if we don't even know the answer to that question.
Is AI conscious?
No!
It very well could be one day.
You just wasted what could have been a productive hour watching TikTok videos by listening to this ridiculous podcast. Today's show was episode number 3. You can find all of the show's hosts on Twitter, on the internet. Our usernames are in today's show notes. Our web developer is a robot called BW, assisted by Moss. All the bad jokes you didn't like in today's episode were written by Twitter user @CityCoderUS. Hair and makeup for today's show was provided by no one. But wardrobe for today's show was provided by also no one. Please sponsor us. We're really nice people. You can find us on the internet. Hey Mom, we're on the internet. We have our very own website and everything, entropyoutloud.com. That's where you can find past episodes of the show. You can also find them, I don't know, wherever you're listening to this right now. You can probably start there. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, etc., etc. You can subscribe if that makes you happy. To contact us, you can send electronic mail to hello@entropyoutloud.com. If you have complaints or mean comments about today's episode, send those to me directly, brian.johnson@blueprint.com. Thank you to our non-existent sponsors. We love all of you. Entropy Out Loud is a Cost Co-Bros production. Maybe we'll be back with another episode, maybe not. Thanks for listening to episode 3, everyone, and may the cringe be with you.
Absolutely not.